Welcome to this time out with Marcus Ekure. I'm going to be doing a series on 10 things that life in the UK is going to do to you, or 10 important life-changing experience that living in the UK is going to do to you or does to people. So in the course of the discourse, if you are living in the UK, you understand as I unfold each of these items, each of these experiences that the UK is going to have on you living in the UK. Then if you are not in the UK already, maybe you are hoping to be in the UK someday, or maybe any of these European countries, or maybe any developed country or whatever, you are hoping to live, Nigeria someday, or any African country some days. So you understand ahead of time that these are the things that you are going to face. No matter who you are, it's not a function of how powerful your personality or whatever. These things are things that must happen when you live. I'm using UK as a context now. But before I move on, I'm right here at a very famous park. They call it Duchess of Hamilton Park. You can see it's a very beautiful place, very big. You can see it, very big. So you have a playground session over there, very big playground session. Then you have the bicycle and skating platform. You have the table tennis, different sport facilities. It's a very big place. Now they call it Duchess of Hamilton. Now I'm just going to show you a tombstone here. You can see Spain from the year 1936 to year 1939, dedicated to the volunteers from the communities of North Lanarkshire who fought against fascism and in defense of liberty and democracy in the Spanish Civil War. Por la paz, la libertad, la democracia no pasarán. So I beg, I don't understand that one. That one big past me. Yeah, for those of you, I believe it's Spanish. So those of you who understand Spanish, you understand what that means. Yes, let's come back to the topic. 10 things that will happen to you in the UK. Number 1, patience. Patience. Now, you'll find out that, the countries some of us find ourselves, like Nigeria, for instance, where I hail from, patience is a very big challenge, that is really lacking in the lives of so many people, because the society conditions us, to be, very, very sometimes aggressive, and sometimes you want it now. So the word patience is not in so many persons' dictionaries. And this patience thing reflects in every facet of our lives, our family lives, in our relationship with our wives, our children, even in workplace. So it has practical expression in every facet of our lives. Even in the traffic, you'll find out that, like I always tell people, why in Nigeria, everybody's always on the fast lane. You use your horn, pom, 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 pom. Every day you keep hearing the sound of the horn on the road and all that. You can't even sleep if you live by the side of the road, because everybody's in a haste. And sometimes people don't obey traffic laws. Why? Because they are not patient. Everybody's rushing somewhere and all that kind of stuff. But all that lifestyle of impatience, not following process, is a serious challenge. Now, when you travel from Nigeria and you come into the UK, automatically it looks like it's natural. I don't know how it happens, but it looks like something lifts you, and respect for process takes all over you. You just find yourself behaving normal. What do I mean? Do you know I've been here for 3 years now, for instance? It's difficult. I've never heard the horn, car horn. I've never heard it. And I've been driving for almost 3 years now in the UK. You drive on the highway everywhere, you scarcely hear people use their horn, their vehicle horn. And one day I just had to blow my horn. I say, this one I just get her for fancy. At least make her hear horn, So I just had to blow the horn. Because it was getting so boring for me, not, hearing people use their horns, their vehicle horns and all that. So that is it. Then again, the idea of wanting to overtake somebody and all that kind of stuff, you just find yourself, everything aligns. Now you see that you are in some sort of roads that you have so much space to even overtake to go, but because there are rules and regulations, speed limits and all that, that when you are on certain roads, you can't even go beyond 15 if it's in the streets. Sometimes 20, there's sometimes 30 on even roads that you describe as busy roads. So you can't go beyond the prescribed limits of that road. So it humbles you. And sometimes my wife tells me, so now my husband be this. I can't believe it all. So when you talk of patience, that's one thing you learn. That's just for the traffic. What about children? Back maybe in your country, Nigeria, sometimes we are not patient with children. You want to, wow. I know I'm not undermining the fact that some persons are patient, and all that. But majority of people, patience is a virtue that is lacking. But here, systematically, it becomes part of you. I don't know how it happens. The system conditions you to become patient. You are patient with the children. Children are talking to you. You have to listen to them. You have to listen. So that is one, patience. Even with wives, you are not patient with your wife back home in Nigeria. But here, you have to be patient with her because the women, they are in power, whether you like it or not. Like Apoki will always say they be our boss, Dr. Charles Apoki. He said, now them then the boss was, they be our boss. So that is just how it is. Then number 2, virtue you will learn here is attention to your children and your family. If you're in the UK environment conditions you to give attention to your spouse and your children. Now, using myself as an example, back in Nigeria, I scarcely spent time with my family because I was always traveling here and there for consultancy projects, for this, for that, and all that kind of stuff. So my own concern was just let me make the money, bring the money, and let the money be available for my family to use, get all what they want to make them happy and all that. But it's really not enough. That personal presence with your family is key and everything. Time with your family, with your children, the bonding process, and all that. I've never been this very close and bonded with my family, with my children and all that, at any point until I came over to the UK. And it's a beautiful experience. I won't lie to you. It's a beautiful experience. Now, look at my wee baby. He's just 1 year old. But he cherishes me even more than the mom. He wants to be with me every time. If he hears my voice, dad, so he's so all over me. And it's such a lovely experience. But I never had all this experience. I never had it. So it gives you opportunity to be close to the children. That's another thing the UK society or system does to your life. It gives you proximity to your children and to your wife. You're always available for your wife. Sometimes, back for Nigeria, sometimes your wife may not even see you for 1 week, and all that because you're always hustling for money. Here, it's not as though you don't hustle for money, but the life pattern here mostly for most people is work, house. Then if you are a Christian, you go to church, or you are a Muslim, it becomes work, church, house, work, church, house, work, church, house. There's not much time for friendship, for social activities, because the bill is piling up. You have to work to pay bills. And even the friend you want to go and visit, your time schedule may not be same with your friend's time schedule. So everybody is always hustling. The system conditions everybody. It's like a vicious circle. We are all moving, hustling here and there. You have to keep hustling because the bill will catch up with you if you don't hustle. So even when you are in the maybe pub, enjoy with your friends, you're also thinking, oh, I've got shift tomorrow, I've got shift next tomorrow. You keep thinking about the bills. So it is work, and after work, you have to be home. You come home to be with your family. So your wife will have an overdose of you. And that is why you see, like I tell some people, the jackpot syndrome that you talk about, I hear some people talk about jackpotting. You know, although me, I'm not jackpot anyways, you know. So the jackpot thing, if you go into critical examination or look at it critically, you find out that it's more of women propelled, you know, phenomenon than the men. Ask many of the men, ask them where travel abroad, where jackpot go abroad. The idea came from their wives. Now their wives bring the idea. Even when the resource is not there, they'll say, only don't worry, we go cope. You see how to measure and the family don't go. You know, if they feel survive, you don't see their situation here, we go survive. Now God go, you know, and all that. So now women, it's not as though it's something that is bad or whatever, but it's always the women driven, you know, stuff. Because one, coming here with your family, if you be man wey be say you dey wakajugbo back for Africa, as you reach here, your wakajugbo go dey limited because the wife go see an overdose of you. And if you be womanizer back for home, this place not be place where you feel womanized easily. It's not that easy for you to feel woman because womanizing here is very expensive. It's very expensive. You don't have that time. You know, so you have to give everything, your attention to your wife, your children, you know, and to your job. And that's not be to say some guys not they do sharp practices, so you know, so that's not to say that, but it's very, very limited. So that is it. So number two is the bonding with your family. It increases the level of bond